Hi, I'm Christina Dayton, Animal Feed, Food Safety and Quality Professional for Minnecasia and Twin Falls. One of the biggest feed safety questions I get asked is, what do I need to do differently? Now without further ado, let's get started with our animal feed safety training. In this feed safety overview, you'll learn briefly about the following: FDA animal feed GMP requirements, what a feed safety incident is, which areas feed GMPs are going to be enforced in, and the biggest area of improvement to move towards compliance. Let's begin with our animal feed GMP requirements. The Food Safety Modernization Act, also known as FSMA, was enacted into law a few years ago by the FDA and required compliance to the GMPs, or Good Manufacturing Practices, as of 2017 for our company. The first GMP section we will cover is personnel practices. No loose jewelry is allowed, and absolutely no glassware should be brought into the dryer or warehouses. Refrain from all cosmetic usage and keep medications in lockers. Employees should be aware of hygienic habits and wash hands after every trip to the restroom. Here you can see the example on the left are reasonably clean boots that would be acceptable in the animal feed areas. On the right, we have excessive caking and no effort made to clean. These boots would be unacceptable in the animal feed GMP areas. Second section we'll cover is plant and grounds. Areas around GMP structures, including dryer, warehouse, tanks, and ag bags, should be free of vegetation, excess equipment, and junk piles that can create a habitat for pests. Shatter-resistant glass is used where possible and monitored for breakage. Cleaning and sanitation is our third section. Proper housekeeping is essential to a successful feed safety program. In a feed mill, things are expected to get dirty, but excessive piles of dust, trash, or animal remains are unacceptable. Weekly inspections and monthly verification audits are performed to ensure compliance. Here on the left, we have an example of good housekeeping practices, as shown by this relatively clean area of the dryer. However, on the left we have excessive piles of dust, which signals the auditor to poor housekeeping practices. Plant operations. In addition to following all of the previously stated personnel requirements, magnets are suspended over dry product, and the findings from the magnets are collected, weighed, and recorded daily. The possibility of mold is reduced by maintaining a dry environment. Now that you have a brief overview of the GMP requirements, let's go into what a feed safety incident is and what to do if you see one. The first step in feed safety incident reporting is to identify the feed safety incident: broken glass, moldy product, plastic or metal contamination. Step 2 is to report the incident immediately to the foreman and fill out a feed safety incident report addressing what action will be taken regarding the product. The third and final step in the feed safety reporting process is correcting the issue. This may simply be segregating product, but could also entail further planning to ensure there's not a repeat occurrence. About this time, you're probably wondering where these GMPs for animal feed are going to be enforced. The answer is the dryer, warehouses, pressed pulp pad, ag bag areas, and also the CSB and molasses tanks. As we wrap up this presentation, you can probably already figure what our number one area for improvement is: good housekeeping. It's a simple and practical way to ensure FDA compliance. We can all do our part by cleaning up after ourselves. In summary, let's review what we learned today. First, the GMPs now required in our animal feed areas. Second, our feed safety incident reporting system. And lastly, the areas where the GMPs will now be enforced. Well, that concludes today's animal feed safety training. I hope you enjoyed it. Now let's take what we learned and put it to practice.
Created using Powtoon.